Well, yeah. So when you look at trends and how insurance and wealth management interact, what we're seeing is that there's a dire need in the wealth management industry of best practices on how to use insurance and really taking the old philosophy of how insurance has been distributed and looked at as a hammer looking for a nail and really using it in a financial planning lens. And the wealth management industry and the clients really deserve a better solution there. And that's where Pinnacle as a firm is really trying to change the narrative around just transparency, additive value in terms of how insurance is used in the financial planning world, beyond just the traditional means of how it's been, communicated, which has been kind of oil and water, right? A lot of advisors would say they don't like doing insurance, and there's a dire need in the industry for actually this being part of the overall financial plan, especially as fiduciaries in today's landscape. Well, organic growth is such a hot button in terms of our overall industry and what you see from any industry conference you attend. And what's fascinating is that we see insurance planning as a great way for organic growth inside of our practice, right? And I think when you look at organic growth, it's one of two things. It's new client retention, or it's new revenue streams within the current clients of that book of business. And when you ask advisors and they don't use any sort of use of insurance in their financial plans, that answers both items right there in terms of how you can add organic growth, especially when you start looking at some of the resources that Pinnacle delivers, where we take advisors up market, you work in various business valuations, estate planning type of conversations. Now we're opening up different horizons that the advisors may have not been participating in because they're asking different questions. It's not just about the stocks and bonds, it's about how do we overall enhance the estate and look at different things, even getting to the second generation of clients that a lot of times are overlooked because they're the Henrys of the world. They're the high earners, not rich yet. They don't have the assets that these financial advisors want. These are different ways where insurance, I think, can help overlap into that financial planning ecosystem, but two, also help from a organic growth stance. The great wealth transfer is something that's heavily spoken about. And when you look at insurance, it can play a very integral piece into how it actually impacts the next generation, those kids and the kids' kids, right? So when you look at the overall estate plan, insurance can play a very complementary piece to it. But I think the biggest elephant in the room that needs to be addressed is the advisors need to learn how to speak to the clients of their kids and incorporate them into the financial planning conversation. What do these assets mean to you? How is it going to be taxed upon the passing of your parents? Is there a long-term care event? Where do we go first? Because guess what? Those are items that in a financial plan can be great on paper, but if nothing's being communicated to the next generation, they are not going to know to come to you as that advisor or that firm for support. They're going to go to whoever they feel the most comfortable with. And that's something that needs to really be addressed in terms of building and creating wealth is one thing, but how you transfer it and how you distribute it to those heirs in an efficient manner from a tax standpoint, effectively through all the different areas of long-term care and risks that could be taking place. How to do that is something that needs to be really looked at as the industry overall. And I think insurance can help there, but the bigger conversation is really around just having the conversations from the next generation.